Betty Tekeranyi belongs to a pastoral community in Mukutani area of Baringo County. Mukutani is a semi-arid area inhabited by two pastoral communities, El Chamus and Pokot. The area used to experience cattle rustling with the majority of people losing their livelihoods. The county and the national governments, together with the UN and other non-state partners, came in to support the community who were already trying out farming as an alternative livelihood.
Walikuwa na hiyo general food distribution walikuwa napewa tu bila malipo yote. Thereafter walikuja kubadilisha wakapata hiyo food for asset, hiyo kufanya kazi alafu wakapata hiyo portion.
Through the WFP Food for Asset program, members of the two communities worked together to cultivate and irrigate a communal farm. The government offered technical support, including field extension services. Now, community members like Betty have an alternative source of livelihood.
Hiyo mafuno tu nasidi kuongeza. Nikipata hiyo mafuno naongeza hii duka yangu. Sasa ndio hii duka yangu imeanza kunisaidia.
This is one of the many transformational interventions across the country under the United Nations Development Assistance Framework, UNDAF. UNDAF is a commitment by the United Nations to support Kenyan people in their self-articulated development aspirations. Led by the government of Kenya and supported by the UN system, the framework was signed in 2014 to run through to 2018.
The unique thing this time round working with the UN is that they have implemented this new principle of delivery as one. But this time round, the UN agencies have come together working with the government, where the government sort of drives in the driver's seat and working with these agencies with programs which are aligned to our development aspirations.
This is not about assistance, it's not about help. It's about a real partnership to advance human development and to advance economic and social development.
UNDAF is a results-based agreement. There are 4 strategic result areas developed in collaboration with civil society, donors and other partners. Transformational governance, human capital development, inclusive and sustainable economic growth, and environmental sustainability, land management, and human security. When Joseph Orango was charged with aggravated assault, he was unable to meet the original bail terms set by the court.
Fika kotini ndio nikaambiwa pondi ya kuweza kutoka ni 1,100, kasipiri ni 50,000.
After being in remand for 6 months, he benefited from the new bail and bond guidelines.
Kutoka hapo paraliko wameongea, wamesema hiyo mtu hataweza kulipa yate ikiwa ni ngapi. Nikaulizwa sasa unaweza lipa ngapi? Nikawaambia ile pesa naweza pata ni 10.
Many people didn't know that you can ask for bail. And some people don't know that when you've been given bail, you can even ask like a month or 2 later to say, I'm unable to meet those terms, so that they can be reviewed.
These guidelines were formulated by a task force that collected views from around the country in a bid to streamline and reform the administration of justice, ensuring fairness and the principle of innocent till proven guilty. This is an example of an outcome under transformational governance result area 1.
Kitambo kesi hizo mimi nilikuwa tayari nimeanza kupata pesa yangu, natoka hapa naenda wapi? Kotini, namalizana kotini narudi hapa.
We didn't have a specific fund in the judiciary that could be charged, and this technical support and even the actual financial support now came from UNDP and IDL.
Another is a performance management system that was introduced by UNDP to Bungoma County in 2015. The primary objective of the system is to help monitor and improve the development plans as set up by the county government.
We used to do things in a haphazard manner. We were not structured, but now with the performance management system, we are guided in a structured manner.
We had a training by UN in Kisumu. That's when we were taught, now you do this, you should document. You do this, do it like this.
The system has a positive impact on various sectors of the county.
Before, yes, it's like working hard, but with performance management, now it is working smart.
The area of human capital development has experienced tremendous outcomes. The launch of a single registry has ushered in a new era in efficiency and service delivery in social protection programs.
The whole idea of the single registry is for us to be able as a country to have one database that provides us information on all Kenyans that are providing or have access to any social protection intervention.
Cash transfers to vulnerable groups such as older persons and those with severe disabilities will now be done in open and transparent manner.
We've got a tab for beneficiary numbers from the time we started, how the numbers have been increasing over time. We've got another one for disbursements, that is how much has been disbursed so far from the beginning and how the disbursements have been. At a glance in these disbursements, you can see how much over time has been disbursed to different beneficiaries.
The benefits of the new system that was developed with assistance from WFP are many.
We are working with the UN in this program, mainly looking at support in two areas: improving governance and also resources in terms of capacity building.
In Kilifi, the UN Population Fund and other partner agencies have helped the county hospital treat many women with fistula. An example is Jumwa Wamrima, who for 50 years suffered from fistula, unaware that the condition is both preventable and treatable.
These women cannot do businesses because that's the only way to sustain themselves. You get little money and you run a business. Because of that problem, they cannot stay. And the smell brings a lot of stigma. So most of the time, these women are locked indoors.
The UN Population Fund has strengthened the capacity of Kilifi County Hospital by procuring equipment to enable it undertake fistula repair. 35 nurses and 19 community workers have been trained in community sensitization and identification of fistula patients.
UNFPA flying doctors and the Freedom from Fistula helped us to repair 30 patients of fistula.
In May of 2016, an HIV testing campaign was conducted in Nairobi region and it targeted motorcyclists commonly known as Boda Boda. This is a group considered high risk by the National AIDS Control Council. A total of 10,000 motorcyclists were voluntarily tested.
Watu wangeweza kwenda hospitali, yani hawakuwa na ule ukarimu wa kwenda hospitali kupimwa. Lakini kwa sasa vijana wengi wananiambia juu wanajijua tayari kupitia ule ushauri alipewa. Sasa saa hii ako na ile umahiri wa kwenda kwa hospitali na akapimwe. So hana ile uoga, ile stigma ya HIV ilitoka kabisa.
The President of Kenya launched another initiative to fight stigma. This national campaign, named Kick Out HIV Stigma, aims to engage Kenyan youth through the Maisha County Football League, leveraging the power of football to mobilize young people to end HIV stigma and link them to stigma-free HIV testing, treatment and care.
As part of the anti-stigma campaign, we've also been letting people, information workers know about HIV, about the tribunal, and I think that helps take more information out there. That it is not just about your perception, it's actually criminal to discriminate.
Another successful outcome is the construction of classes for children in early childhood education in Siaya and Homa Bay.
We are working very closely with the county government to ensure that the delivery of early school is properly done.
The joint project by UNICEF and the county governments has seen enrollment in early childhood development classes because of the school feeding component.
We feed them in school, but the parents feed them at home. And these parents are also inhibited by the status. Those who are positive have challenges in providing food. As a government, we provide food to such families.
The people who are identified were people who are coming from slums. And you find that for a parent to have money to feed, even feeding the child at home, is a big challenge.
UNICEF has helped initiate another project in West Pokot County focusing on evidence-based nutrition. 1 in every 2 children in the county suffers stunted growth due to lack of proper nutrition. Community health volunteers were trained on appropriate infant feeding practices. The volunteers in turn form and train mother-to-mother support groups.
After they have been discharged, they are linked to the mother support group, where they'll get appropriate advice or appropriate support as the community on how to feed their children.
The initiative has improved the community's well-being.
There's less diarrhea, there's less upper respiratory tract infection, there's less infection of all these other conditions, and we find the child growing healthy.
Asa hata mimi naona mtoto wangu ako na afya mzuri. Na tena chenye mimi nafurahia zaidi mtoto wangu kutangu tu asaliwe ajaye konjeka ile nampeleka hospitali.
A training and sensitization campaign in Baringo County has created anti-female genital mutilation champions. The trainings meant to combat the practice are supported by UNFPA, UNICEF, World Vision and other partners. One such champion is Selina. A mother of 6 girls, her own household is a good example to the community.
Mimi nilienda training karibu mara 2-3 na ilinijenga sana. Nikakuja hapa kwangu, nikaongea na mzee, tukakubaliana mambo ya ukeketaji tusifanye kwa wasichana wetu na tuliendelea.
None of her girls has undergone the cut, and as a consequence, they are all in various stages of schooling. Selina's efforts are paying off, with more people turning away from the FGM practice.
Sai watu wamebadilika angalau si kama mbeleni. Saisi karibu 50 hivi ama 40 ndio bado wanafanya, lakini wengi wao wamebadilika.
Chakula kiko kingi, shinda ni kuuza.
Nilikuwa nalima mazao mengi, lakini nilikuwa nauza at throw away price juu tu kuwa na soko.
There are several successful outcomes under inclusive and sustainable economic growth. Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations has introduced and supported contract farming in several counties in Kenya. In this system of farming, an agreement is made between farmers and processing or marketing companies for the production and supply of specific agricultural products at a predetermined price prior to the planting.
Kila mkulima wakati alienda kupanda ndengu, akajua ndengu yake itakuwa ya bei gani na atakuwa analipo aje.
In Tharaka Nithi County, farmers are seeing the benefits of this arrangement.
Sai naona mboma yangu iko sawa, nimenunua maplot, nimesaa jenga, kwa hivyo sasa hata mambo ya kalo hainisumbui.
In Western Kenya, the government and the UN are working to turn the fortunes of small-scale farmers. In Bungoma County, for example, farmers who used to depend on tobacco are now turning to soya as an alternative cash and food crop.
Farmers in this area used to do tobacco growing. That in itself has depleted their soils so much and denied them food, because once they remove tobacco, they barely can grow anything else. And that pushed them into like hunger and malnutrition.
Farmers were supported to switch to growing of soya and in value addition.
The United Nations Industrial Development Organization came handily to value add the soya which we produce in the region. And it provided the machines and technologies for that value addition. So in Migori, it is soya flour, which the Japanese call kenako. And then Kisumu is soya milk. And then Malakis, where we are now, is also kenako.
1 kg of raw material, they will sell it at 50 shillings. They come here, add value to that 1 kg at a cost of 105 shillings. And when it goes back to them, they are able to sell at 280, 210, depending on the type of product. And so in that way, you find that 1 kg giving them 50 plus 90, 140 shillings, as opposed to if they only got 50 shillings.
Soya is a rich source of protein and beneficial in nutritional value to the community.
Mimi mwenyewe nilikuwa mgonjwa na nilikuwa na ulcers, nikaanza kutumia majani ya soya, nikatumia unga ya soya kwa ugali, nikatumia unga soya kwa mandazi, nikatumia kwa chapati, kwa mboga, nikaona hii ugonjwa inapotea.
The United Nations Development Programme has partnered with 3 counties to roll out Biashara Centers, a one-stop shop that provides business development services to women, youth and persons with disabilities in micro and small enterprises. The main aim of these centers is to encourage and develop small enterprises. Beneficiaries receive training on business skills development and entrepreneurship. These are skills that increase the chances of success for small businesses. The counties that have participated in the pilot program are Marsabit, Kwale and Taita Taveta.
Now the Biashara Center for Taita Taveta was born out of a need. One of the biggest challenges that especially women, youth and people living with disabilities are facing is lack of employment opportunities.
We've seen businesses coming forward, new businesses and other businesses being expanded within the county level.
Training tulipata hapo Biashara Center ya tulifundishwa mambo ya entrepreneurship, tukafundishwa pia mambo ya biashara na marketing, na pia tukafundishwa pia kufanya vitu online. So saizi tunaweza letewa order, tunaweza weka kama kwa Facebook, alafu mwenye anakuwa interested anatupigia simu, anataka ile kada zenye anataka, alafu tunashona, analeta order, tunamtumania.
The matatu sector in Kenya has undergone immense transformation from the unregulated, chaotic past to a more client-focused and safe industry. It is an important sector and driver of the economy, employing thousands of people. The UN has supported the sector through trainings on labor laws and sound business management.
Labor laws affect you, embrace them. They are not just for the employees, they also protect you.
We never really had a relationship with our workers. But with the new UN agency that came to us, approached us as a SACCO to the Matatu Owners Association, we ended up embracing and learning things that we didn't know, that how to respect our workers, what their dues are, how they should operate.
Another successful initiative is the access to government procurement opportunities, AGPO. In a bid to empower disadvantaged groups, the government of Kenya declared that 30% of all government procurement opportunities be set aside for these groups, including women. UN Women has supported AGPO by raising awareness and creating knowledge about the initiative and how women can benefit from it.
And so, one way of alleviating poverty all over the world is helping women to access markets. Because if you look around, there's lots of programs that support
women entrepreneurs on, if they are in farming, for example, to grow more and to sell their produce so that they can make an income and reinvest that income in their families. However, if they grow and produce more and there is no market, then we are doing a disservice. So that's the genesis of really why we are really championing this AGPO program, because it's all about access to markets.
Before I would not get these business opportunities, I would say that even there was no trust for us that we could do business with these institutions. But after the AGPO, we are able to do business with every institution. I was not able to put food on the table. I was not able to pay school fees for my son. But since the AGPO initiative, I'm able to do it.
Before we got the solar panels, we used to have problem with homework.
Pengine ile taa tulikuwa nasoma naye ya mafuta taa ilikuwa inawasumbua hawakuona vizuri.
But currently, whenever you give homework, in the morning the books are ready.
A solar lantern distribution program in Isiolo and Samburu counties is having a positive impact.
Taa imenisaidia kusoma, nilikuwa kutoka namba 28 hadi namba 17.
An initiative of the United Nations Center for Regional Development and other partners, the lanterns have helped pupils to study and revise their homework after school. This has improved school grades and general learning.
We used to have a mean score of less than 200 sometimes in some of the classes. But currently, we have a mean score of more than 200, and we are almost reaching 250.
A majority of residents use kerosene, which is neither clean nor renewable. These lanterns are therefore lighting homes and helping improve children's learning environment.
Kwa mafuta hata tuendi kununua siku hizi. Pengine tununue ya stove ama tukitaka kutumia na kitu kingine.
It has helped, it has changed, it is transforming the community. It is making them to move from where they were in the darkness and move to where they are currently as we are progressing ahead to a lighter future.
In West Pokot, the government is working with the UN to assist the communities diversify their livelihoods. A majority of the people here are pastoralists.
The main project that we are carrying out here is on increasing productivity of fruits and vegetables, and of course accessibility to the market for the same products that we are trying to grow here.
Lillian has embraced fruit farming as an alternative to pastoralism.
Maana kufuga ng'ombe inatufanya mpaka tena tukutane na maturkano hivi. Vita inaanza. Sisi hoja tukakaa chini na mzee wangu akasema ni nini ndio tutafanya sasa kuliko ng'ombe, kwa sababu ng'ombe inaleta shida mingi.
She's among a rising number of people engaging in agrarian livelihoods for economic and nutritional benefits.
Tunauza, tunapata pesa, watoto wanaenda shule. Tunaishi tu mzuri kwa sababu hakuna njaa, hakuna nini. Tunaona tu pesa kila wakati.
Tumepata mafundisho kutoka kwa hao watu ya FAO jinsi ya kupanda. Tulikuwa tunapanda, hatuna mpangilio. FAO pia walikuja wakatusaidia tukawa na mpangilio. Hata ukiwa na shamba ndogo bado inafanya.
This change of livelihood has promoted peaceful coexistence among communities.
Katika hii mazao yetu huwa tunauza, tunapeleka barabarani, tunauzia wale wanasafiri, huwa inaenda mpaka upande wa Turkana County. Kule Turkana County wanakula chakula, hawana chakula nyingi inatoka upande wetu. Na hiyo pia imetusaidia, imeimarisha mambo ya amani. Hatuna vita na hawa kwa sababu wanapata chakula.
In the neighboring county of Baringo that has similar challenges, The UN, working with the county government, are encouraging creation of productive assets through support for maize, beans and pasture seed production.
We do not want to continue relying on food donations or food aid from the UN and from the agencies. And that's why our partnership with the UN has yielded results in the recent past, particularly in the area of development and creation of assets that will enable our people to be able to produce food, not only for nutrition purposes, not only for food security, but to even gain surplus that can be sold and be used to support the livelihoods of the people.
Pasture is an important commodity for the pastoralist community. Elma Kuroi is cultivating pasture seeds, which she sells to supplement her income. Working through a self-help group, they were able to come together, clear the bushes, cultivate the land, and buy pasture seeds that they planted. WFP and World Vision provided them with farm implements and food, while the government provided field extension services.
Hii mradi amenibadilisha vile nilikuwa weak sana, lakini vile hawa walikuja tu hivi nimeinuka kiuchumi. Nitauza hii mbegu, nifanye nayo kazi yangu, hata kazi ya shule, hii mbegu atanisaidia.
In a short while to come, we'll be able to move out comfortably, knowing that we have left behind a resilient community.
The Turkana initiative is sort of a case study that UN has worked closely with the counties. Given its difficult environment, it was chosen as a county to see how all these 4 areas can succeed, especially on transformative governance, in the area of human capital development, and all the 4 strategic areas.
Our task is to do everything we can to end the conflict and to make certain that Kenyans and Ethiopians in this region have the same opportunities as other citizens of our nations.
It's a cross-border program with Ethiopia where 2 governments, the heads of state of Kenya and Ethiopia, actually signed an agreement on advancing human development there. This is a part of Kenya in the Moyale-Borona area, which has seen internecine conflict over years.
Kenya is no doubt transforming under UNDAF. The collaborations and partnerships between the UN, the national government and the county governments, together with other non-state actors, is having an impact on Kenyans in villages, towns and cities. What was once perceived to be impossible is now happening.
We still continue to rely on the UN in coordinating the partnerships between ourselves and the development partners. The coordination aspect that the UN brings is invaluable.